Okay, cool. Okay, the purpose of the inner circle calls is, like I said all the time, just to recharge our batteries, make sure we're on the right track. And maybe, as time permits, we'll cover one topic as well. So let me get the set of values, etc. Where's this document? Yeah. Right. Cool. Now we have more people coming. Yeah, sorry about that. I just okay, cool. So let's get started with the values. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. So let's get the inner circle and the weekly code of honor. Okay, so again, new joinees, welcome to the community. Thank you for joining us. And so we'll go straight into the vision, code of honor, and the focus, etc. And then I have a few things lined up the sleeve, and then we can talk about that. Okay, so the vision is, current education upskilling techniques are broken. So the idea of Pixeltests is to really make a community that's really, really big. And I'm going to be regurgitating this, repeating this as much to yourself as to myself, right? The mission is to build the world's largest society of data scientists, machine learning engineers, and artificial intelligence scientists. This might change now. We're getting the other programs as well. You are right now only in the AI program, but you have blockchain coming up. We have other ones coming up as well, but I'll leave that right now. So we have blockchain cryptocurrency programs, as I said last time. So, and the vision is to collectively empower every human on earth to live a fulfilling and lucrative career. Fulfilling and lucrative is important. What that means is, you can have sometimes jobs that are high paying, but not fulfilling. And reciprocally, you might have some jobs that are, low paying and fulfilling as well. So all those four combinations exist. We've discussed this last time, so I'm not going to talk about this again. And so one more just housekeeping item. This is from my sales team. Some of you have not completed the fee payment. I would request you to do that. Otherwise, see, we can't keep chasing around people for fee payments because it's just frankly, not the best use of our time. We would rather use those resources. You probably forgot, etc. But from next time onwards, we are going to announce that name, right? So this week, I'll let it go as in, but please complete the payment as app, guys. I'm going to not read out the name right now, just to be courteous, but next time onwards we are, because we just simply don't have the resources or the time to keep chasing for payments. And it's one of the things I don't like about India too much as well. Okay, cool. So let's go back to the code of honor. Code of honor is to, live and, learn anywhere in the world. I think that's just a truism. We're all remote. We're not in some brick and mortar place, etc. Learn anytime, anywhere, meaning that's also self-explanatory. So we have both. All the courses are self-paced at this time. Growth, learn new tools, techniques. I will learn the new techniques, etc. So for the first 90 or 120 days, just stick to the path, people. Now is the time to just be hyper-focused, declutter your environment, declutter your workspace. Earl Nightingale, I've just push that out, listen to it twice a day, and have that goal card ready, right? And clarity in terms of strategy, communication, marketing, results. Many techies feel that only coding is everything, but that's not the thing. 50% should be this, 50% should be your this meaning tech skills, 50% should be your communication, marketing. Without that, you're not going to go anywhere. Don't have a disdainful look on that. It's very, very important to be able to communicate effectively. Communication doesn't mean, like I said, Shashi Tharoor kind of English, like MS Dhoni, succinct and clear. That's it. Brief to the point. Efficiency, speed of implementation, taking action. You guys have all taken action. It's destiny. We are here, right, in the community. Take advantage of the community, crisscross, use cross-pollination, and start taking action in terms of, maybe there are job opportunities. You can make friends here. Quickly go through the path and the process so that you can get that fulfilling, high-paying job, right? Abundance, exploring and being open to multiple opportunities. There's tons and tons of opportunities out there. Don't try to undercut somebody. Don't have strong values, meaning have this feeling that, there's enough and more for everybody, right? Don't come from the scarcity mindset. It really doesn't work. Yeah. Charity, I think I've told you this a number of times. I'm also practicing it. Don't just give money to charity, but 5%, half and half, give both money and your time. Very, very important. I'm not going to the depth of, which organization you have to give or not give. That's up to you, but give both money and time, right? Charity means for like some sort of like blind school or something else, pets or so on and so forth. Okay, next, super focus. Yeah, so your first task is obviously to be a data science finisher. The first subtask in that is, so the idea is, in 60 days, that's about 2 months or 8 weeks, you got to be able to finish that as much as possible, right? So goal card is very important. It's not a trivial task. Keep the goal card ready. Like I said in the workshop, on the webinar or masterclass, more than 90% of the game is actually just the mindset, nothing else, right? It's difficult to push ourselves, but we got to do it. You got to bite the tongue and do it. It's difficult to be mundane. It's difficult to go through the grind. Have your book of goals. Please write it every day. Same goals. Have a short-term and a long-term goal. I think I've explained to that in the orientation class. It's very, very important. Watch that. If you have not done it, only then move on to the next one, right? Be a freak, like be a fiend. Write that goal card everywhere. Goal card means only one thing. You can't have multiple goal cards, one for weight loss, one for this, one for something else. No, just one goal card about your career. At this time, we are only bothered about your career, right? So please focus on that only. Earl Nightingale, listen to it twice a day. I can't stress the emphasis of this. It's difficult, but you have to do it. Please do it, right? Okay, next is the Python programming. So today, if you have time, we'll kick off that as well, as in, because we're going in cyclical loops. Cyclical loops means hopefully as time progresses, we'll pick up one topic at random and try to complete it, or we can go in a sequential order, right? Once a week. Introduction to programming, Python programming. That's make sure you go through the Python programming concepts. I've given a very short 20-25 minute introduction for those of you who are new. Just deep dive. Mine will say a lot of resistances. Oh, this is not working, that is not working. Just deep dive. Try to get your hands completely dirty in it. EDA, exploratory data analysis, is one of the most important pieces in data science. Make sure you complete it and only then go sequentially to make features, then the join and reshape data, then the make explanatory visualization, and then the sprint, guys. In terms of statistics, so that's pretty much it. Don't do anything more, don't do anything less. Stats also, I've designed it, the curriculum in a way where, first is t-test, chi-square, confidence, Bayesian, sprint. Even if you don't know anything, you can start from scratch and really, ace it. That's pretty much, that's all that's asked in interviews, or at least the major good companies, right? Don't do too many things. Like I said last time, there's a thing called unroll.me, unroll from everything, guys. ML, sorry. ML finisher, a lot of us, some of you have also, taken this up. So once you finish the data science finisher piece, you can get to the ML. That includes the linear algebra, linear models, applied modeling, and Kaggle. Once we get to that, enough people have just moved to that level, then we can discuss a lot more about it. Deep learning, I think, for this batch, sorry, for this, I see might not be pertinent because not many people are in the deep learning piece, right? Okay. Coming to the Hall of Fame, right? Some of you are students, so I know that you guys are, you want paid internships, etc., which is great. Keep a small target. Don't keep something extremely high, and don't keep something extremely low as well. Don't ever do anything for free, because you have to have the moral authority to push your boss, and reciprocally, the boss has to be able to push you. So I kept a small target of 5,000. So if so, Hall of Fame interviews are there on YouTube. If those are all previous students of mine, not just at not at Pixeltests. Sorry, guys. Some weird thing. And previously who've been successful. Now, success is a very relative thing, right? If a person gets an internship, that's successful too. Freshers, there are some freshers in this community as well. So I kept a low end target of 5 lakhs, or you can even squeeze it. You can even be ambitious up to 8 or 10 lakhs. Working professional, this becomes interesting. If it's less than 10 lakhs, you can easily get 50%. That's very, very low end. You can easily get up to 100, 200% hike. As the salary increases 10 to 20 lakhs, your hikes start becoming lesser, obviously. More than 50 lakhs per annum, you can get at least 15% to 20% hike. Some people get little more. So these are the same tenets. There's nothing going to be beyond this, right? Traits. Yeah, let's go through the traits quickly, guys. Be self-reliant, try to be independent, be fixed and riveted on the goal. Responsibility. That these are all basic cliches, but why am I talking about this in a data science session? Because these are very, very important, right? Past implementer, I've spoken about this. Persistent, be a roach. You don't have to be a hero. Be like a cockroach. What does a cockroach do? Just be persistent and tenacious. Persistent, tenacious. Persistent, tenacious. Essentialist. Be very, very minimalistic during this journey, during this experience of whatever, 90 days, 6 months, maybe even 1 year. It's okay. Just stick to the basics. Your only focus is being a machine learning engineer. Nothing else at this time. You don't have to buy fancy car. You don't have to buy fancy houses. If it's already a plan, that's okay. You don't have to buy fancy laptops. Nothing. Just stick to the task. Right. That itself is 90% of the battle. Creative. Again, hustle, but don't always depend on hustle. Right. Be humble. Humility is extremely important. This is a rat race. A lot of people are there in this, but humility is important because you got to be sensitized to the roots to know what you're going after. Giver. Yeah, giver is, I think, also comes from the charity piece. Yeah, because it's Newton's law. Whatever you give back to the world is pretty much comes back to you, like it or not. It's kind of a very philosophical, spiritual thing, but yeah. And spiritual piece, I think I've talked about it in the previous sessions. Yeah, I like to personally do something like that. Now, yeah, one more announcement was the best comment. So I'll talk about that towards the end. Okay, so we're going to measure this in the middle of November. Like I said, so 10 points for each metric, twice a day, Earl Nightingale, Stainless Secret. This is the link. Goal book every day, write down with pen, goal card, unsubscribe from anything, from everything. Yeah, just have 1 or 2 inboxes, no more. Measure your screen time and usage time. Don't be like, oh, you know what, I'm working very hard, but I'm not getting results. Such statements are just useless. Measure your screen time. If your screen time is more than 5-6 hours, rest assured, I can guarantee you it won't work. I don't want to put down anybody. I'm just telling you, I'm trying to use reverse psychology here. Your screen time should be less than 2 to 3 hours, no more. Unless you're saying your entire business, everything is on WhatsApp, which doesn't happen. My entire business is on WhatsApp, and even I'm not spending so much time. Please cut that down. Cutting down something comes only by measurement. If you don't know how much screen time you're measuring, I don't know how you'll kind of improve on it, right? And there are enough apps. I don't have to tell you, I don't have to babysit you which app to go to and all that. Please take, I think iPhone automatically does it, but Android there's an app tracker or something. I have not used too much of Android. So please download that, use that, check your screen usage time. From November 15th, we'll be measuring it every week on week, or at least a fortnight, we'll be measuring it, right? 2 hours of programming every day. See, I've kept programming and theory actually in the middle of the thing. Yeah, that's actually not the most important thing. Rest of the mindset and everything is very important. Log family time, log sleep, log food, log exercise. Quick updates before you guys, before we go to today's topic, is that next week we are going to have the AMA. Guys, on chat. Next week, we are going to have the blockchain AMA. I know many of you have told me you're interested. Blockchain AMA will be with Professor Pandurangan. Okay. The AMA is going to be free, right? For the inner circles, since you're all in the paid community. There'll be also other people. So 6 p.m. is what he has given me. There'll be 2 to 3 AMAs till the session starts. The classes start December 5th. If you're coming for the AMA, right, just type AMA on the chat. It's going to be 45 minutes or 1 hour. That's what he's given me, right? Guys. Okay, cool. So for those of you who are new and who don't know, probably, okay. Pixeltests has partnered with IIT Madras. You're the first people in the community who have known who know this information. I have not even updated the website because I didn't even have the time. So that's the only blockchain course right now with that professor. The only other course is done by Great Learning, right? And that's the computer science department. But I've gotten it directly with the what is this called? My previous professor. Okay. So if you're coming, feel free to come. He'll talk about the course. He's the faculty. I'm not the faculty. Even in fact, I'm also planning to sit on some of the classes. I don't know too much about blockchain at this time, except for cryptocurrency investments and all that. I know some little bit of Hyperledger and all. So you can ask him all the questions you want if you're interested in the course. For the AMA, one AMA you get free, and you get chance to invite up to 2 people. Okay, you get chance to invite up to 2 people. If you are interested, just send me a private WhatsApp. You have my private WhatsApp numbers. Just say, I'm bringing a +1. I'll just give you the RSVP. You guys clear about that? If you're clear about that, type AMA +1. You get 1%. Now, the reason why it's kind of close and all that, because the first batch and all, we just want to keep it very, very small. Just don't want to explode it to everybody and all that. Okay. You guys clear? Just send in this chat right now, right? AMA +1 or +2 if you're bringing your spouse or your best friend. Because again, pair programming and all help a lot, right? So, I mean, you get one chance, right, to get one invite, like one guest invite. Okay, cool. So now, without further ado, yeah, just tell me on the private, because I don't want to keep like just a complete open link and all that, because with my own course, I don't mind that because I can control. This is the first time with the big professor, so I just want to make sure it's high quality. It's really close knit. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be now cool. So we're going to do a little bit of hands-on. So what I've decided, what I've kept, like I said, maybe we'll pick one session and go deeper into that. So before we get to the one question for the week, what I want all of you guys to do is, again, for some of you have just joined, don't worry about that. I know you've just parachuted into this sessions, self-paced sessions and all. But once a week, I do talk about one topic, right? Now, like I said, it's either at this time it's random, but if there's a sequence also, I'll tell you the schedule ahead. Today, I've decided to sort of at least, put the topic of exploratory data analysis, which is EDA, okay? So now what I want you guys to do is, if you're on your mobile phone, how many of you are on the laptop? Type LAP. Only Soma. Wow, nobody else is on the laptop? Mohan Raj is also on the laptop. Okay, so for those of you on the laptop, that's good. What I want to do is, I want to do if the others who are on mobile, I would request you to go back, get to a laptop if possible. Let's do a little bit of hands-on together with me. You can use my time as well. It'll be mostly theory and the hands-on piece as well. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to stop sharing this and go to our EDA chapter. EDA is chapter number 2, chapter number 1 in Python. So chapter number 1 is the basic orientation, etc. So that's fine. I'll go through the basics of EDA. Okay, is that cool? Let's give like maybe 1 minute so that you can transfer yourself to the laptop, guys. You ready for that? Type BIO, bring it on if you're ready for that. Cool. Come on, guys, let's get some more energy in the room. BIO. Let's have 5 BIOs, otherwise I won't start. I got only 2 so far. So 3 more BIOs. Vivek, Mohit. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to be sharing straight off. This is the EDA. So now the way you want to work at the LMS. So everybody should have access to the LMS. So this is the LMS that I have for this machine learning and data science. So you have access to all the modules. You should be able to see, go in the sequence. Orientation is most important. Then go to the Python. Then go to statistics, right? Then it will be linear algebra, linear models, and Kaggle, and then applied modeling, right? And then once you get into the Hall of Fame, you let me know, right? Inner Circle Vault is where all our weekly lectures are kept, like these kind of weekly. Chandan, no worries. I know you're traveling and all that. You've told me this before, but try to come with a laptop, guys. Yeah, it's useful to get into a laptop, or if you can hustle and just open your laptop with hotspot, also good, so that you can at least keep pace with me, okay? So interview mastery, I've not completed. Once that module is done, also I'll just push that. Okay. So now what I want you guys to do is I'll send you the notebook. So don't worry about that. Or if you can download it, this is the notebook. So go to Python. The first one is a 20-minute small just lecture. We're not going to be discussing that, but just go and download EDA. Go and download EDA and open this. Then you will come to this point, right? So let's just start from the basics. If you are able to do that, okay, one second, I'll just come.
Hey Jayanth, can you just please repeat it? Maybe I had some network connection problem. I'm really sorry for that, but can you please let me know from where you started?
Yeah, okay. So what you have to do is, guys, please, so Vivek has asked a good question. What I want you to do is follow this. At least those who are on mobile, take a pencil and paper, yeah. Keep a pencil and paper and, just follow along with me. So what I'm going to do is, this is your LMS. All of you should have access, irrespective of what you purchased. Some of you have purchased only one. Some of you purchased the second one as well, so on and so forth, right? The deep learning dashboard is not here. So now first thing is pixel test orientation. You should have finished, right? How many of you have finished the orientation? Type goal card, GC. Your goal card is ready. So some of you have joined new, no worries. If you've joined less than 2 weeks, it's okay. But anybody before 2 weeks and who's not fit, who's finished GC, type GC. Guys, all of this I'm going to measure on November 15th, okay? Okay, very good. Very good. If you have joined in the last 2 weeks, it's okay, no problem. Take 1 or 2 weeks, solidly finish your goal card. A goal card is very simple. It will be just a small goal card. Simply writing, right? Okay, my short-term goal is to get a 4 lakh job in, let's say, a FANG company or an MNC or somewhere like that. So just write that form factor. It's very important to touch and feel that, right? Second, my long-term aim is to become a vice president in a fast-growing startup or something. The more specific, the higher the specificity, the better it will be. Okay, guys? So keep your goal cards ready. Very important. Once you finish the goal card, once you finish success mindset, feel free to leave me a review. Okay. Some of you have not left a review. See, what is the reason for the review? More reviews means there's more social proof. More social proof means bigger community. More bigger community means more networking for you. And networking is important because at least what will happen is one of us will be in Google, or one of us will be some IIT guy, or one of us will be some, wherever, right? So there'll be more nodal points created. So everything is strategically engineered like that. Okay. So yeah, please leave a review after that, or a comment, the 3 comments, that piece also I've announced. Next, what I want you to do is go to the first chapter, which is Introduction to Python. So now I've right-clicked, pretend that I've right-clicked and I've gone to the next lecture. So yahan pe, wait a second. Okay, so here, when you, sorry about that. So this is a 20-minute chapter, right? It's fairly easy. So this is just talking about hello world. If at the end of this chapter you've finished hello world, you're good. Can everybody confirm you are able to write hello world in Python? Type hello in the comment box. If you're able to write hello world in Python and finish that chapter, then that's it. At the minimum, at the end of this course, please write hello. Okay, don't embarrass me by not even being able to write hello. Okay, print hello world, print hello. That's pretty much it. That lecture just talks about that. Now coming to the meat on the bone, right? The EDA means exploratory data analysis. Now we're going to go through that. Today, in the 20-30 minutes, whatever time we have, we're going to go as much of it. If there's, more syllabus to be covered, we'll just cover it in the next inner circle. Okay, cool. So now, Vivek, you're following till here, right? Now you click inside, not the assignment. Review means the Trustpilot review. When you click the exploratory data analysis lecture, you will get this IPYNB.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. Now you click it, it'll come to your desktop or downloads wherever. Then you open that in a collab. Is everybody able to write hello world in collab? Type COLAB, collab. Whoever is on the mobile phone, just stop whatever you're doing. Try to get to a desktop, your friend's desktop, some other desktop, wherever you're, some internet cafe also, just go and finish it off. It's a good opportunity when the momentum is there, just finish it. Okay, now what I want you to do is straight away, there's all this kind of narrative and write-up. That's fair. You can just follow along. Don't have to read everything right now. Okay. What I want you to do is go to this and then flag _data_URL. Don't read the data set, don't do anything. Just shift enter this and shift enter this. That's all I want you to do. This will be your first checkpoint. Okay, now we are at the first checkpoint. And now I'll explain what happened here. If you're at the first checkpoint, type FC. I want you to follow along with me. Means you have to multitask. Stop the other things you're doing. Your Netflix, your WhatsApp, your son, daughter, spouse, God, whatever. Just cut all that. Next 30 minutes, I want you to be here, guys. Okay. No, FC. FC means first checkpoint, Soma. Good. Okay, I need 3 FCs quickly. I got Soma. Very good, Vivek. Others? Anybody has a doubt? Let me know. We can just go into your remote, meaning like screen, and then we can start seeing it from there. Chandan, you're at Hello World. Okay. You need help, Chandan, to come to FC? And feel free to just ask for help, guys. Nobody was born some genius or something. It's okay. I couldn't write a single line of Python like 8 years ago. Nothing, zero, zilch. Let's get Chandan unmuted. Oh, I think you're on mobile. It's not allowing me to unmute also. Bhaskar Garu, where are you? Did you finish or no?
Hi, sir.
That's Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you finished?
No, not yet, sir.
You need
I
help?
go to the exploratory data analysis. When I click it, it downloaded.
Okay. Then? I'll make you co-host. You want to share screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Yeah, I gave you co-host. You know how to share screen in Zoom?
1 second.
Yeah, there'll be a button called New Share.
I will work in another laptop, sir. I am currently working in desktop. Right
Achha.
now, I am using your screen in desktop.
Okay. No.
I checked it in laptop. That's why.
You open the laptop. You don't
Yeah.
follow along. Don't waste the time.
Okay.
Open the laptop. And second thing is you follow along and make written notes also, so that when you catch up, you're cognitively, your hand is also taking like all the whatever the notes and all.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep following along. Don't give up.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Cool. Anybody else need help?
Mohan here, Jay.
Yeah, Mohan.
I came at this DS 1.1 page where I have the link, download exploratory data analysis. When I click on that, it asked me an application or program to open with. So I chose Microsoft, sorry, this Firefox, and I opened. So it is showing me a C drive path. So I don't know what I went wrong.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll tell you what to do. So do you have a pen and paper to make notes?
Yes.
Okay. So you have downloaded that, and that .ipynb is sitting in which folder?
Just a second.
So
it's in my downloads.
Downloads. So what you do is go to this site called Collab. I put it on the screen. Can you see it?
Collab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Collab.
You go to Collab. Soma and the others who are, if you've done till here, you just continue to go to the next steps of the notebook as much as you can, because anyways, I'm going to be reviewing that. So don't waste time with, not waste your time, like continue that. Okay. Be independent. Okay. So now, yahan pe, when you go to Collab, right? When you go to Collab, there's a thing called Open Notebook. Did you see on the left side? What can you see? Can you talk to me about that?
So I came to this collab.research.google.com/notebooks. Okay, basic features overview.
No, don't go to even notebooks. Just go to file, upload notebook karo. Oh, okay, Chandan, cool. Just, okay. Try to make notes at least. Mobile, just put it on the left hand, and Chandan, just use your pen paper. Try to hustle, get a pen paper, and at least make notes. Guys, it's important to make notes using if you're right-handed with the right hand, if you're left-handed with left hand, because that's when the brain is actively engaged. Mohan, where are you?
So now I am at the page which you are showing. So I have got that this orange.
Yeah, so after this, it's drag drop. No, so just hit choose file and start using your downloads folder and all that.
So I need to click on new notebook.
You need to click on choose file.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I don't get that choose file option.
Do you want to share your screen?
Choose file, I think it's in upload option.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I know what's going on.
It's disabled.
No, impossible. So you must be in GitHub or Google Drive, or you must be in examples. You should go to upload. Can you see upload on the right side? Mohan?
So examples. Then...
Go to upload.
Yeah.
Yeah, now choose file.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it's uploading.
Very good. Okay. So just to give you a perspective, so examples is they'll give you some examples. Just don't worry about it too much. Recent is all the recent files.
So it has the page.
Sorry?
It has a page with the list of objectives. Yeah.
So you're able to see this, no? The screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's your notebook. Okay. So this is a collab style notebook. So what this means is a notebook is where you can write your Python code and see immediately the output.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, I'm there where you are.
Very good. Okay. So just run the first two lines. Don't do anything else. The way you want to run the first two lines is, for Apple, I'll tell you. Guys, listen to this very carefully. For Apple, I can tell you. I don't know what it is for Windows. You find it out. Shift plus enter. I repeat, to run a cell, type shift plus enter. You can also do it here using this play button. Okay. That means you'll get to the first checkpoint. My recommendation is get familiar with keyboard. Get familiar with the keyboard because you can type faster. Okay. Mohit is the same, huh? Shift plus enter. Very good. Okay. All right. So now I've finished till here. So now let me try to explain what's going on. Mohan, did you get till FC, first checkpoint? Don't worry about the interface. Many things are going to be passing over your head. No worries about it.
Okay, on the follow along, I'm at the sub-level, learn about dataset and look at the raw file. Then you gave an instruction to do some shortcut. So what was that? I missed on that.
Yeah. So always make notes, Baba. Okay. So what I'm telling you here is, at this point, what you should do is hit shift plus enter. What should you hit, Mohan?
Shift plus enter.
Shift plus enter. Okay. I'm on. So it seems it's the same on Windows and laptop. Or you can hit this play button. Okay. Now, when you run that on the left side, you will see like a time tick mark. That means that cell has run, and that's the timestamp on that. So, or you can.
Yeah, there is a anti-clockwise thing going on around the play button.
Yeah, that means it's running. So for instance, I ran this cell called 2 plus 2. So let's say I do 2 plus 3. Now it took, the result is 5. Is 2 plus 3 indeed 5? Mohan? Can you see here?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So 2 plus 3 equals 5, right? So, and then it took 0 seconds for that. So now when I obviously do some, that is the runtime.
Yes, I see 0 seconds.
Yeah. So if I do something a little more complex, a large number, I think even this should be fast. Okay. Let me just. Okay, even this was fast. Guys, tell me an operation that will be slow. Maybe I have to do a while loop. Okay, never mind this. Just complicating this unnecessarily. Okay, so that cell ran, right?
Yes.
That cell ran. So what does the cell running mean? That was a small operation, it ran. That's it. So now we're going to follow along with this. So flag data URL, right? And I'm going to, this is the path where the data is. Now, what does that mean? Let's look at this data. So this is a data and something called flag. Now, what does flag mean? So let's actually understand what flag could have meant. Okay, why is this not coming? Okay, the data sort of downloaded here. I forget about the data. Let's go to UCLI dataset. Okay, so this is from where I download the data set. Now, why am I doing data set? Because data set is some, like, you know, as data scientists, we operate on data, right? So what we're going to do is, this is a data set that contains the following description. Now let's look at the description. This data file contains details of various nations and their flags, right? So Mohan, what does it contain?
Sorry, Jay, I was doing in the last step.
No worries. Take your time. So this is a data set that contains various details of nations and their flags. Can you see this? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what does it mean? So it's got name of the country. It's got some landmass. So North America, South America, Europe, Africa, and all those guys. Zone, geographic quadrant, Greenwich, Northeast, Southeast, Southwest, Northwest. It's got area in thousands of squares of kilometers, so on and so forth. So this looks like a fairly decent data set, right? So now this is in this website. Which website? It's a website called University of California, Irvine, some university ka website. I need that data to come into my Google Colab, or in your case, your respective Google Colabs. Are we trying to, did we understand the objective first now? First, I need to read the data from the internet in that California company, California University, to my data set. You guys clear about that? Okay.
Yes, Jay.
Okay. So now, yeah. So I'm gonna just follow along. So that for the purpose of this class, don't worry if you're also stuck somewhere. Just try to follow along. Then you can code it again yourself. So I'm gonna mute everybody now. Okay. So now that's the first checkpoint. So what I'm going to do is this flag data. I'm going to just keep it with a name called flag underscore data underscore URL. It just means that's the name given to it. Okay. Now let's try to load it via its URL. The way to do that is I will first write import pandas SP. Right. So pandas is the package, right? Now, what does the package stand for? It's called Python Data Analysis Library. So in Python, to do any task, you first have to get the package, right? And you have to give it an alias, right? Import the package with an alias. You don't have to understand why this is happening on the behind at this time. Just follow what happened. It's like a car, right? Why did you switch the gear? You don't really have to understand it right now. You first have to get the car to move. Has everybody understood what this is? If you've understood till here, type PD. PD. Come on, guys. Don't have to do it right now. Don't have to do it right now on your laptops, etc. Just follow along. What you do have to do is pen, paper, pen, paper, pen, paper. Without pen, paper, this is useless. Even code, you might not work. You might be lost also. It's fine. Pen and paper, you should be doing it. Fair? Yeah, PD. Right? This is how the syntax is done, designed. The creator of Pandas just made it like that, right? The creator of a diesel car just made it like that. There's a stick shift car, etc. Now, so now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to read that guy from the internet, and I'm going to. Okay. So this read underscore CSV. So this PD guy, this is the alias, right? Has a smaller function called read underscore CSV. This reads all the CSVs. And why? How do I know this is a CSV? So in this flag.data, I knew that this guy had a CSV. Let's see, where is that? One sec. Let me double check if it's actually a CSV. Okay, let's just pretend it was a CSV. This is a dot data extension, but just pretend it's CSV. Most of them are CSVs. And name of the file you want to read in quotes. Okay, has everybody understood this part? If you've understood how to read a CSV, type read underscore CSV. Try to understand the why. The what. Forget about the why. We'll go into the why a little later. Okay, now what are CSV files? CSV is nothing but a comma separated value. What are comma separated values? So let's say, this is our inner circle questions. So let's say I have from Sindhu. I'm just saying that's the first name and last name, right? So first, I'm going to write here first, last. I'm just making it up. Let's say her mathematics marks are some 90. Let's say her physics marks are some 80. Just making it up, okay, at this time. So what is the format of this file at this time? This sheet 4, what is the format of this file? Just use your own words and type in Excel, guys. I need 3 people to say that, whatever they feel.
2 by 2. Sorry,
that's
2
size.
by 4. Sorry.
That is the shape, correct? Not taking that away. What is the type? Very good. Karan's got it actually right. It's because it's a Macintosh. This is an Excel I think the newer Windows also has that only. Okay. So this particular file is an Excel sheet. Actually, strict answer is .g sheet. .g sheet because Google wants to take everything, right? However, if I want to download, I get different kinds of options to download this. XLX is Excel. ODS is open document format. The Macintosh has that. Macintosh means Mac or Apple. PDF, you guys are experts in that. Web page means HTML. CSV is comma separated value, this current sheet only, right? Tab separated values, tab separated sheets. Now, let me download this guy as a comma separated and let me open it. Just so that, because Som can understand that. Okay, one sec. Let me share this guy. So look at this sheet. This has come as a comma separated table here. Som, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you saw this and this was like a comma separated value. Is there a strict difference between comma separated and Excel? This is like saying, is there a difference between Oppo phone and a Xiaomi phone? Like only the hardware guy will know it. As a software data scientist, I really don't care too much. Don't go too deep into that because it's not really useful. What you have to know is just identify what is the extension. This is like JPEG, PNG, you know, all that images, right? Different people have just come out with different kind of extensions. Not very important at this time. Focus should be right now on how to read it. That's all. If you're clear about different types of type sheets. If you're a little more philosophical, I'll tell you why all this nonsense is also happening. One sec. Let me share this. I'm going to delete this guy, guys. Okay. So the reason why you have different types of any extensions, etc., is just software dependent. Okay. So what does that mean? So when you have a software, right? So let's say I have a software. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, software or hardware. Software or hardware coming from different companies. So when you have, like, let's say an iPhone, let's take an example of a hardware so that you get. So here you have an iPhone's plug. Can you see that? So this is like I think Android's type 5, but I don't know what this is called. This is like the new iPhone plug point, right? Charger. I don't know the technical word. I forgot that. But every phone, you agree, has a different, almost different type of charging point, right? Now, why is it like that? It's actually by design, because each company has their own flavor, their own style, and they started doing that. Okay. Now, the question you should ask me at this time is, hey, you know what, Jay? But why is it that some electronic devices have the same plug points? For instance, if you look at the auxiliary port, right? The auxiliary port almost has the same. The sound output has the same port across devices. You look at one from a Chinese company, Indian company, wherever, it should be the same. Those are called RS-232 standards, because all the manufacturing industry guys actually took some standards and they designed that, right? For instance, if you look at how a CD is inserted, a CD is inserted with the same specifications across all those CD-ROM insertions, right? You get what I'm saying. So, but however, same thing, softwares can differ in their sheets, etc., because each company comes up with their own format. And of course, if you're like Apple, you can dictate terms. If you're not, you need not, right? For instance, PDF, Adobe and Apple had a big issue and fight on the PDF copies. Read up about that. Anyway, this is all extra information. So what you have to know is, moral stories, whenever a new software is coming out or a new type is coming out and there's an opportunity for no consensus, companies will try to dictate their terms. Okay. So for instance, now Apple, you have to, like, I had a micro USB, I have to get like a nano USB or whatever this USB is called, so on and so forth. Okay. So try to understand the high level concepts also. So there's Excel, there's ODS, similarly, so on and so forth. Now everybody is expert, so everybody knows the different ways to read a document, right? Tomorrow, if you have something else, also don't be like, oh, this was not taught and all that. I'm not going to go into every type of reading. It's not really worth the time. But you have to understand the philosophy. Guys, tomorrow there'll be some other table coming in. Maybe it could be, I'm just making it up, like a Mongo database, etc. You must be able to read that. If you are clear about this, type CLR. Very good. Okay. So tomorrow anything comes also in some quantum computing table, I don't know, some goddamn thing, you should be able to read it. Okay, good. I'm going to delete all of this. And so this is the syntax to read anything. And the file could be anywhere. It could be on internet, it could be local, so on and so forth. If it's local, you just give the local path. Okay. So name of the file you want to read. So now the name of the file was given here, right? So I'm going to say flag underscore data underscore URL. Okay, you're not defined. Yes, of course you're not defined because I left a space here. So that was my first error. Now, how do you read an error? Very simple. So Python errors are extremely ugly. Okay, but don't worry about it. It's good. More errors you get in the beginning, it's much better because you'll be able to debug them. The way you want to debug an error is first you read it. Read means literally read it. Remove your pen, paper, hands, and read it and write it down with paper. The error is saying that line 2 broke. Line 2 breaking means flag underscore data set pd dot read underscore csv flag underscore data. He's saying flag underscore data underscore URL is not defined. That means this double underscore is not defined here. So let me just go and fix that. Maybe single underscore will work. Yes, indeed, single underscore works. Got it? First check. Now, I'm going to be reading and I want to print the first 5 rows. Why is that important? Now, the head is the most important thing in any table. As a data scientist, you want to know the head. What does that mean? Head means not your head or my head. Okay. Head is how does the table's head look? Head is defined as the first 5 rows. Okay. Similarly, tail is defined as the last. Guys, tail is defined as the last how many rows? Just start guessing. Okay, Vivek Singh. Others? Type Baba. Come on, this Sunday afternoon.
It should be all the remaining rows, right?
No. Okay, let me just say that, Mohan. Head is defined as the first 5 rows. Conversely, tail is defined as the last. How many rows? Okay, Senthil is fair enough. N rows. What is N? So tail is also 5 rows. Okay, just saying that. This is all syntax. This is not something I've written. This was written 30 years ago. So if you leave the brackets open, you will get 5 rows. If I specify 3, I'll get 3. If I specify 30, I'll get 30. So on and so forth. Guys, you clear about it? Why is the first 5 rows important to see in anything? It's important. No, a little bit you'll get to know like some sense of numbers, etc. Okay. So now let me literally read the first 5 rows and try to make sense of it. So first row looks Afghanistan. Next is Albania, Algeria, American Samoa, Andorra, Angola. Interesting. And seems like, okay, something is off. Seems like the first row is a little off. I need to fix that. So I'm going to print the last 5 rows here. That's fair. Now let's look at can you print the first 7 rows? Okay, guys, can you print the first 7 rows? Let's do the student activity right now, right here. Of course, the answer is on the sheet, but get the first 7 rows. Your time starts now. You have 2 minutes. Let me put a small timer here. Okay, guys, you ready? 2-minute timer. Print the first 7 rows. If you finished, type 7. Chandan, I hope you're following at least theory. Good, good. Som, Mohan, come on. Take that shot of coffee, 2-3 coffees, and come on. Sharat. Very good. Excellent. Prabhu's done. Vivek Botke. Actually, Chandrakant was here. Did he leave? Chandrakant, आप कुछ नहीं बोल रहे sir. Are you following? Not following. Come on. Okay, very good. You guys have finished it. Excellent. So now you're in the workbook until that time. So let me go back to that. Give me a second, guys. Okay. So now I've finished printing just the 7 heads. That's good. So now what went wrong? If you noticed, my first row had Afghanistan, right? Instead of actually having something called country. Let me repeat. My first row started with something icky, right? It should have had like a, what's it called? Some country, so on and so forth, right? So let me try again. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to run this small command, follow along. You don't have to understand it, just understand the what. I'm going to say flag dataset dot columns. So this data frame, what is a data frame? That particular object that I got from internet, that I got to my local, I read it. Uske baad, I've just done flag dot underscore dataset, right? And I'm going to print the columns. When I do that, I get all these kind of columns. These don't seem like column names, right? These don't seem like column names. So these seem like the column headers. Now, where did I get the column headers? Let me go back to this between data set. Oh, sorry. Okay, this document, like these headers, just take it. It's there in the dot names. Okay, just pretend that these are the actual names of the sheet. Don't worry about the other stuff. So these are the names. Do they actually look like column headers? Yeah, the name seems like indeed it's the name of the header. Landmass, I don't know what that landmass means, but it's 5 for Afghanistan. Zone, I don't know what that means, but it seems like it's 1. Hey, actually, I do know these things. So let's look at the parent directory. Somewhere he had given the definition of this, right? Let me go back to that. Kahan pe hai ye? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so these are the, sorry, column names. I apologize, I forgot a little. So there are, how many column names are there? Name is 1, landmass is 2, zone is 3, area is 4, so on and so forth. Bot right. What? How many columns are there?
30.
There are 30 columns, right? Guys, I would prefer if you chat so that it doesn't disturb the others, right? That'll be really good. Okay, so now let's one second. Where are we? There we go. Guys, everybody else understood how many column names are there? If you have, type literally how many column names are there. Very good, Swapnil, 30 are there. So these are also 30 columns, right? So you have 30 here. So now what I'm going to do is, so you've understood till here. Now here, I'm going to be saying read underscore CSV, same thing that you've done. And I'm going to say names equals the column headers. Names equals the column headers. Just follow along. Just follow along here. When I say names equals column headers, what's going to happen is Now let me print the flag set. I'm just going to print 3 so that I don't want it to look clunky. So here are 3. Does this look like a much better data frame? Data frame. Does this look much better? Yeah. Guys, if this looks a little more elegant and clean, type yes. So here, if you can see, the name, landmass, all these things have nicely come. Now I can make a little more sense, right? Area is 648. Hey, that actually makes a lot more sense. Area is 648. Area is 29. Area is 2388, so on and so forth. Okay, good. So now let's go to the next piece. So I'm going to say flag underscore dataset dot shape. So one of the most important things always, guys, just take your notes and write this. Like, literally write this. Even if you get to this point, you're actually a data scientist. Seriously, I'm not joking. If you can just tell how many rows and columns are there in the data set, your job is 99% done. Like many people even don't do that. This is basics, but very important. Now, if I'd say data frame dot shape, it will print out the rows by columns, right? Suppose there is a data set called Corona, right? Which measures like the whole of India's cases, states, so on and so forth. How do I find out the shape of that? What's the syntax? The data set is called Corona, or data frame is called Corona. So what's the syntax for that? Type in the chat. Suppose there's a data frame called Corona. What will be the syntax to print out the shape? Come on, guys. Excellent. Yeah. Others? I need 3 or 4 people to say that, including Chandan and all, or on the YouTube. Very good. Okay. So now you know the shape of any kind of data frame, right? Okay. So now I'm just going to print the header again. Now my next objective is to load a data set from a local file. Load a data set from a local file. So here it looks a little complicated. It's not. It's actually very easy. Suppose I have this file, right? Suppose I have this file called Disney Marathon. I have this file, so you don't have this file, so it's fine. You can just get any .csv. Just make a CSV. In 1 minute, you can make a CSV. Just say, you know, your name, your marks in mathematics and English. That's it. And type that as 10th class marks .csv, something like that. Okay. So this step Google gives you, just copy paste it. Don't do anything. Don't even try to understand the why or what. That's how Google wrote. The way to upload any file on Google. Now pay attention to this. Very, very important, but you'll never use it in life. Very rarely you'll use it. The way to upload any file will be this. You say this google.collab import files. When I run that, I say choose files. Once I choose files, okay, I don't have many sheets here. Damn, well, give me a sheet. Okay, some sheet I'll just upload here. So I've uploaded the sheet. Okay. Now when I upload the sheet, it will come here. Has everybody understood this? How I got the sheet till this point? And it took 32 seconds, guys. If you have understood how it works, type 32 seconds. Like not 32, I think it's 32 milliseconds. But anyway, did you guys understand how to upload a sheet? Yeah, 32 milliseconds, I guess. Yeah. So, okay. Don't worry about doing it right now. You don't have to just follow along. You don't have to do it right now because each person will take their own pace. At least try to understand the ethos of how to upload a sheet onto the Google Colab, guys. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm so sorry. That's my mom. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so now you've understood how to upload a file. Very rare, you might not do it, but it's okay. It's good to do this as well. So I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. I've read the sheet now, and I want to read this. So I'm going to call this Disney guy as Disney. I don't think there's a file called Disney. I don't have this file. Okay, so this is the name of this ugly looking file. Let me read this guy. So I'm going to say leads. So these are my leads. Facebook leads. Many of you came through Facebook, so I'm just going to write it on Facebook. Just a quick show of hands. How many of you clicked on the Facebook ad and came? How many of you clicked on the Quora ad and came? And how many of you clicked the Google ad and came? Just tell me. Facebook. Facebook means Instagram also. If it's Facebook, just type Facebook. Google, you type Google. Quora, you click Quora. Mostly Facebook, you guys. Anybody Quora? Yeah, Facebook and Instagram is the same, Karan, right? So let's say I'm here. I'm going to type this guy as, yeah, this sheet is definitely Facebook. So I'm going to say this dot shape. So this one seems like a 25,10. Okay, maybe it's not the sheet I'm discussing. So I'm putting the this is an old sheet. Don't worry about this. Okay, so these are some old sheet where I had some students. Anyway, don't worry about the status tag and all that. But you get the idea. So these are leads that had come into my system. Their first name, the email created at status, tags, etc. This is a real sheet that's inside my desktop. Did you guys understand this? If you've understood this, right? Just say local. Local means now you know how to get stuff from local. Yeah. Okay. There's only two ways you can read sheets. One is local and one is cloud. We've done both. So you know local now and you know cloud, at least you know the concept of it, right? It's simple, easy peasy. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, so we have that. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit in the interest of time because we have only like 19 more minutes. So follow along, guys. Okay, game on. If it's game on, type GO. Okay, so now what is EDA? The most important thing is EDA in data pre-processing. Remember how I told in the masterclass, there are only three things: data pre-processing. So pre-processing is an entire huge thing. Now you might say, hey, you know what, Jay, how do we go about like pre-processing other stuff? See, pre-processing can mean, so I'll tell you what all pre-processing I have to do for my healthcare startup. Okay. So in Sigmoid, which is also kind of running my healthcare startup, we have lots and lots of data coming from different hospital sites, right? So we had clinics in Vijayawada, we had clinics in like God knows, like everywhere, tier 2, tier 3, and they were fragmented data sets. So even stitching all of that data, inner join, outer join, and all those things, which we'll look at, which is already pre-recorded, it's there, but I'll just also tell it. So all that is also pre-processing. Is that a data science job? It becomes a data science job. If you are a cook, remember, you also have to chop the onions. You also have to clean the utensils. You also have to clean the entire sink. You have to leave it as it is, like MasterChef. You've seen that, right? You're a master data scientist. You're not like some specialist and all. That doesn't work, right? So EDA is one of the most important aspects of pre-processing. EDA is the most important aspect of pre-processing. Now, what is EDA? It's exploratory basic stuff. How many men and women are there? I'm just making it up, okay, at this time. How many people, what is the city-wise distribution? What is the age? Basic, simple stuff. That's all EDA is, nothing else. You guys clear on what is the ethos of EDA? Because see, the specifics will keep changing. I want you to understand the philosophy and first principles always. You guys clear about what EDA is? Before even you make a model, even if you touch the data, if you just know in Corona data set, okay, how many men, how many women, how many less than 18, how many between 18 and 30 got infected, how many 30 to 40, how many more than 60 got infected, what is the mortality rate in these segments? That's more than enough. Are you clear of what is the ethos of EDA? If you are, type EDA. I'll tell you how to do it. You first understand what is it on a high level. Guys, I need more EDAs. Come on. Okay, Vivek and Som, the quick guys. Okay, very good. So now, why do you need a high-level snapshot of anything before you deep dive? You got to think of it like a swimming pool. Okay, so swimming pool, before you even do the deep dive, don't you guys first see it from afar? How many of you guys know swimming? Type swim. Very good. Excellent. Yeah. It's important. This example really resonates with me because you got to know like how, like I said, again, before you deep dive into anything, you have to know from far. Now, this is a pertinent example because many of us make that mistake. Even without knowing all those things, you just deep dive. That's the problem. I don't understand why many people are just going into YouTube and swimming into so many lectures and this and that without knowing a structure and a shape. If I parachute you into, like, let's say, some complex quantum physics topic, will you understand? Even I won't understand anything, right? You have to understand. So every data set you should know from the high level. So there are 5 steps to that, okay? So first is gather data. The example in Sigma I told you was gathering problem, huge problem. Getting data from 207 servers is not a small thing because data interoperability issues are there, data not the same. And this is where many of you guys have work experience, guys. You can ask me questions actually, because you can immediately see some use cases from your company. Transform and clean. Now, many of these data sets are ugly. So for instance, this, actually, I remember this data. This I got from Northeast India. Okay, I was also trying to prospect some leads. Now, they gave it to me, but again, city, state and all, they didn't give. So now I have to go match this. So here I can't do a matching, obviously. I can't get students' email to be matching with some other record. Let's say this was something else. Just making it up. There's one example of groceries. So let's say we got Ratnadeep's data or Spencer's, which is huge chains here, Qmart or Dmart. We got a product here, like number of, just making it up, for Diwali, Dhanteras, number of sofas sold. Now that sofa, maybe you don't know the some columns from Telangana or AP, but you can get that same data maybe from the retailer. So you have to first transform and clean the data. Everybody clear about gather and transform? The first 2 steps, type 2, at least the high level. Next is the exploration. Once I finish getting all of that, what will happen? That's when I start actually looking at, okay, number of sofas sold, number of sofas left, so on and so forth. That's the exploration part. Then you build the models. That is the next part. And then last is communicate the results, right? That's also the next part. Don't worry about that too much. So EDA is most of the first of the 3 parts. Okay. So yeah, so this is the definition, refers to the critical process of performing initial investigations on data so as to discover patterns, to spot anomalies, test thesis, and check assumptions. Extremely, extremely important. Okay. Now let's follow along. So wait a second. I don't know why we have this Disney guy here. Let's chuck Disney and let's just do the flag. Actually, you know what? Let's keep the Disney. Flag. Because we already read that. So .info gives a little information about the data. So it says first thing, it's a class. What's a class? So Python has different types of inbuilt assets. So one of them is like a function. One of them is a class, right? So class, this particular one is a pandas code data frame. So let's look at what's the definition of a class in Python. Class is actually object-oriented programming. So it's a code template for creating objects. Don't get too lost into this. So in this case, it's a data frame. There are other ones also, data series and all. We'll, for the most of the part, we'll only work with data frames across industry. Okay. So there are other kinds of classes also. If you're a software developer, you would have seen that. So since that is not the case here, we can just check that. Okay. Range index, self-explanatory. We have 193. Okay. 193. Data columns, 30 columns are there. So number of rows are 193. Sorry, 194. Python starts with 0, guys. Remember, Python starts with 0. In data, we have around 30 columns. 30 columns. Okay. Cool. Okay, this is Disney. Just check this Disney. It's not there in my desktop. So now let's look at the D types. So now I need to know a little bit of the basics of the data set, right? Now, what are D types? I have gender, I have age, I have place, I have group. This is a different data set. I have net time and I have minutes. So now different kinds of data types are there inside Python. Number one is you have, let's say, strings and you have numericals. That's pretty much it. These are the only two types of data sets. So let me write that down. So types of data sets. You have strings and you have numericals. Okay. When yeah, so numericals are both int and float. So there are two sub. Yeah. So when it doesn't detect, yeah, when it doesn't detect, so numericals is straightforward. So like age and all is int. It seems like in this Disney, this one is also place is also integer, right? When it doesn't detect, yeah, just for now, just remember that the strings are written as objects. Strings are written as objects. So for instance, gender, there are only two, right? Male and female. So it's written as object. That's it. Just think of it like that. Okay. This is extremely important, right? Right. You have to know in your variables which ones are the numerics, which ones are the strings. Only these two are the main ones. Nothing else comes. Everybody clear about the D types? Type D types. Data types. Very good. So if I ask a name, that's obviously an object, right? If I say, let's say 3 classes of income, like low, medium, high, that is strings, objects. Okay, so on and so forth. If I say height, height is obviously going to be numericals, right? If I say World Cup wins, win or loss, that's going to be string or object, right? World Cup runs, how many runs India is going to score tonight, that's going to be a numeric, right? So it's going to be int. Actually, it's going to be int. If I say run rate, that's going to be a float. Everybody clear about difference between int and float? Integer is just integer, like my age. Float will be like my height, right? Because it will come at 5'11", 5.11 or whatever. So if you're clear about that, type int/float. Okay, good. Very good. Chandan, I need you to also type yes, no. Not just be on YouTube, go into something else. Mohan, see, float is nothing, anything that has a decimal is a float. Like, for instance, my height should be a float, right? Can't say my weight on air, on YouTube live, won't be good. Anything else, yeah. So the value of pi is a float, 3.14. That's pretty much it. Clear about that, Mohan? Just type float. Anything that's a whole number, like number of onions, that's a whole number. That's an integer. Okay. Very good. Okay. So now if I want to look at all the key statistics. Okay. What are the key statistics? Let's look at some of the key statistics. So that's count, mean, standard deviation, min, 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 70th percentile, and max. Now, when I want to look at some of the key statistics, like the count is the count actually, the mean is the average, standard deviation is something we'll cover shortly. Minimum, maximum is very easy, right? Minimum age seems like here it is 18 years, maximum age is 84, so on and so forth. 50 percentile means that is the middle number. That is the middle number, the median. So let everybody clear on what is the middle number. Let's look at some example. Give me 1 sec. Let me bring. Yeah, let's go back to Russia. No. That's not the one. Correct. Let me explain. Give me a second. Okay. See, suppose I have runs scored by Kohli today. So he's hit 1-1. So he's hit 1, 2, 3. These are just runs he hit. What is the middle number? Prabhu, good. Others, Mohan and all. Jaldi bolo. 2. Right? So the median is 2. Right? Now, what is the average here? Average or the mean is also 2. How did I get that? I did this plus this plus this divided by this. I'm going to say sum from here. Sorry guys, 1 second. Guys, everybody understood how I got this? The mean. If you understood the mean, type mean. Yeah, you understood the mean, right? Very good. Median also you understood. That's just the middle number. Okay. Now let me just make it a little more fun. And what is the mode? Mode is the most frequently occurring number. There is no one mode. So all 3 numbers are the mode. So it's 1, 2, and 3. This won't take it, but just take it. All 3 are the modes. You can write 2 is also the mode here. Okay. Everybody clear? Mode is the most frequent occurring. Now, just for fun, I'm going to take this guy here, put it here. So these are the runs. Now Kohli hit. Now what is the median? Now this is case B. This is case A. What is the mean now? Sorry, let's go with the mean first. Senthil, I want you to tell it too. Anybody? So, okay. So Vivek and Karan got it right. So when I copy this formula here and I put it here, and I have to change it a little bit. I change this to that. So it is 2.25. How did I get it? I added 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 9 divided by 4. So mean is always the sum of all the numbers divided by 4. Are you clear about that, guys? If yes, type 2.25. How did I get it? I added all the numbers divided by the sum of the numbers. Good. I need at least two more 2.25. No, it's okay, Vivek. Okay. Now it becomes interesting. What is the median? Yahan pe, what is the middle number? Median is always one number. What is that middle number? In these 4 numbers, what is the middle number? Guys, tell me one number, yeah. Number means one number. Very good. Okay. So to find the middle number, what I do is I look at the middle entries. So what are the middle entries here? The middle entries are nothing but 2 plus 3 divided by 2. So let me look at that. So the answer is 2.5. If you understood that, type median. If you understood how I got the median, you should type median, right? So now you know how to find the median of 4 numbers. Now you know how to find out the median of 5 numbers, 6 numbers, 100 numbers also. Just look at the middle 2 numbers after sorting. You have to sort in increasing order, and then you look at the middle numbers, and then you just take the middle percentage. Yeah. Now, what's the mode? Very good. The mode is the most commonly occurring number. That is indeed here 3. Okay. So these are called central tendencies. Central tendencies means these are the numbers where the tendencies are going. It will be usually mean, mode, and median. Mean, mode, and median. Okay. Everybody's clear about this, right? You're clear about this, type CLR. Okay, so now same thing. So what this guy's done is, one sec, my battery is low. Yeah, sorry. So now where were we? Yeah. So what is this guy doing? So now he's found out the mean, mode. He's not found out the mode. I don't think the mode is here, but he's found out the count. Count is straightforward, just the number of elements there. Mean, you know, and you know the middle number is the 50th percentile number. This also you know now, right? And max and min, you know. So let's tick all the ones you know. So count, mean, 50th percentile, max, min. Does everybody know these? Only standard deviation, 25th percentile and 75th percentile, you don't know, right? Is that clear? Okay, good. So now let us try to understand what is this 25th percentile. So I'll spin it back to you guys only. What can be 25th percentile? What can be the 25th percentile? Half of the median. So if I have, let's say, 10 numbers, I'm just going to write 10 numbers here. 1, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these are 7 numbers. 8, 8. So these are 10 numbers. Everybody understood these 10 numbers? Type 10. Just some random 10 numbers. Okay, good. So now the median is going to be easy. The median is pretty much the half the number. So which is the half here? Let me put that guy in green. Let me just get the median out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the medians. Okay. So the median is nothing but guys, what is the median here? Excellent. The median is 5.5. How did Som get it? So he just added 5, 6 by 2. That's 5.5. Now, this is the 50th percentile number. So somewhere here is the 50th percentile number, right? Now to get the 25th percentile number, I just look at this guy. I'm going to put this all in red. In this, I find out the median. Now, what is the median here? So to get the 25th percentile number, yeah, that's it. There you go. Similarly, what is the 75th percentile number? What is the 75th percentile number? I'm going to go here and I'm just going to do this. Yeah, 75th percentile number is here. That's it, done. You're done. So now I go here and I do this. So I know the 25th percentile and the 75th percentile. That's pretty much it. So I put it in ascending order and I try and find out these numbers. And with that, only the standard deviation is left. That's okay. We'll cover that. Okay. So everything else in terms of the describe function. So the describe function gives you all these attributes, all these basic elements. Everybody clear about describe? Type describe. Dot describe. Type the entire thing, so don't be lazy. Okay, good. Now this is super easy. Include number means only the numerics it shows. Exclude number means only the strings it shows. I repeat, जो numerical columns हैं, it will show you all those numerical columns if you say include number. Exclude number means it will show you only the categorical, or the categorical is nothing but the string numbers. If you leave it, it will show you everything. Okay. So genders, there are only 2 uniques. Of course, there are only 2 genders, male and female, for the purpose of data science. Then you have time, net, and all that. So ignore those columns right now. Yeah, include all will give you everything. Okay, describe include all will give you everything. Now, to access a specific column, I repeat, to access a specific column in a data frame, I simply say Disney square bracket gender. To access a specific column, you simply say name of the data frame, right? And then to access it, use square brackets. So if I say data frame, pick, let's say age, I said something like that. You guys clear about that? Data frame, of course, that age should be there. Sorry, the brackets are not there. It's better. Yeah, the age must be there. If the age is not there, you'll be gone. Okay. Now, if I want to access, let's say, marks, let's say data frame marks, and of course, if there are no marks in that data frame, it will throw you an error. So let's say in Corona data set, right? I want to access Covishield. Let's say hypothetically, there's a column called Covishield. How many people do Covishield? I will simply say Corona Covishield. Okay. Now, if I want to access Corona and I want to get number of Covaxin, what will be the syntax, guys? Quickly. Vivek gets the best marks for this correct spelling. Okay, cool. See, Mohan, I won't give you the correct marks because that's not a square bracket. You have to use the right brackets. Okay. Okay. Someone's got it right. Good. You can also access using the dot. You can also access during dot method. Some people use the bracket. I like to use the brackets. You can use dot also. Okay. Next, I want to sort values. I want to sort the values, right? If I want to sort the values, the way I would do it is data frame dot sort underscore values by gender by age. Good morning. By gender by age. That means it will sort first by gender and age. So यहाँ पे gender हुआ था, right? Then all the female, then the male, and then it's sorting again by age. Extremely useful to start looking at the data sets in different ways. Remember how I said exploring data sets? You want to see some trends. You want to see some basic stuff. You can use the sort values. Okay, we're going to be looking at another guy called value counts. So let's pause till here. We'll see this in the next session. Okay, we'll see this in the next session. Let's pause till here. Value counts is very important if I want to. One sec, actually, wait. Maybe we can just wrap it up. Okay, we'll wrap it up. There's only 3, 4. Just be a little more patient. Okay, so now I want to know how many are there. So let's say in a particular category. So females, 35 to 39 looks like it in Disney. How many elements are there, right? In this group. So was this group there? Yeah. So there is a group called. There is indeed a group called female 18 to 24, female 18 to 24, so on and so forth. So in this group, I want to know how many members are there. So it is gone and counted in all of those rows. How many are there? There are 1374, right? Female 30 to 34, there's 1221, so on and so forth. So value counts will give you a decreasing order of number of people. And it kind of makes sense. Number of females in the 79 age group, only one is there. That seems like a true data set, right? Bulk of the people are in the 35 to 39. Okay. So this is actually a very cool way to sort of figure out the buckets. Now, if I do, guys, just follow along about it. You don't have to worry too much if you have not understood the practical hands-on piece of it, because first you understand how the high-level thing works, right? It's like a car. First you try to understand and drive, then we can go deeper into these. Now, this particular group, I want to normalize and see the same thing. Just see the same thing in terms of percentages on a scale of 100. I'm just going to do this. Oh my, damn. This thing is gone. It's not supposed to run it. I don't have the Disney paper. So just ignore this. What this would have done is, I'll show it to you in Excel if you want. What this would have done is, the normalize equals true will show the same function Okay, let me get this. Okay, let me just make this life simple. So for just sake of argument, these were the numbers. Just get rid of all this. Okay, we don't want all of that. Let's just make life simple. These are the kind of female folk here. So these numbers are random. Just throwing it up. Some numbers here. Everybody understood this, right? So these are the regular numbers. The value counts are sort of figured out. Now I just need this on a scale of 100. Sorry, on a scale of 1. Then I multiply with 100. So the way I would do that is I would do this divided by sum of this, right? Now, what I do is, so this means basically, that is weird. Why did this happen? Okay, 1 second. Yeah, now it seems correct. So this means 51% of the females were less than 39. Did everybody understand this? What did I do? If you understood that, type yes, or I'll repeat it. Okay, see, the value counts means it has showed how many women less than 39 were there in the data set, right? If you understood that, type F39. Yeah. So it's saying 1374 women were there, less than 39 years. It is saying 1200 women, 1221 women, less than 34. Less than 80 women, less than 29, so on and so forth. 44-year-old women, 8 were there, right? So you got all of that. Now I just wanted that in percentages. So to do that, what I did is I did that number 1374 divided by the sum, right? So I got percentages here. So percentages I got like this. Okay, so 51% of the women in the data set were in the age group 35 to 39. That's what normalized is. It's very important for me, like if I want to construct bar charts, so on and so forth. Everybody clear about normalized? Type normalize. Normalize. Type normalize, Vivek. Yeah, type the whole damn word. Yeah, good. Okay, now let's go back to this one, guys. So when I do that, that's what normalize equals true did. I got an error here because remember that Disney data frame, I didn't get it. It's not there in my local. I apologize. I don't know where it is. Let me find that out. Okay, some reason it's not there. Just okay. You don't have, you just work with that other Upaka data set. Okay, now I want to know number of null values. Null values are important because sometimes you'll get a lot of null values. Okay. So I say df is null is sum. I say df is null is sum. So gender pe there are no null values. So this is the syntax. You don't have to worry why it came. So I just copy that. So everybody type df is null is sum. No questions asked. Just type that as it is. That's the syntax. It looks a little ugly, but it is what it is. Okay. Yeah. Is null is sum. Sorry, is null sum. Sorry, my bad. Is null sum brackets. You should put brackets also. Yeah, very good, Sandal. So that will give me the sum per row wise. Agar if there's been some null values in gender, if there's been some null values in age, if there's been null values in place, so on and so forth. The way to get the total null values across everything is null sum dot sum. That'll give you the entire one. Okay, guys, clear about that? Okay, now next, this is going to be dot head, df dot head, right? So we've seen this, so I'm not going to repeat that. Now I want to drop rows from the data set. Sometimes I have to drop rows. Why do I have to drop rows? Sometimes there's some rows are idiotic or just not useful. Suppose I have to drop this row. Which row? This guy. The way to drop, sorry, only this shit doesn't allow me to. Yeah, I've highlighted this row. Yeah, suppose I have to drop this particular row. The way I would drop it is df dot drop 1 in place equals true. In place means in that first data frame only I've dropped it. Okay. In that first data frame I've dropped it. Guys, df dot drop will drop that first row. Okay. So that's dot drop 1 in place equals true. So if you can see this 26 guy got rid. I mean the entire row got the age of 26 went, right? Everybody understood drop dot drop, type dot drop. Very good, guys. Drop is very heavily used. Huh? You frequently drop columns, rows or columns, so on and so forth. I'll tell you how to drop columns also. Okay, since if I do it again, it won't have any effect because I didn't have like, I don't have another drop. I don't have that particular row, sorry. So you got the df, the entire df is here. If I want to drop an entire column, extremely important, take a pen paper, write it down right away. If you want to drop a column, the way you would do it is df dot drop of gender. Type the name of the column and axis equals 1. So default axis is the row. If you make axis equals 1, that's the column that gets dropped, and in place equals true. That automatically you don't have to assign it to any other name. Everybody understood the column also. Good. Any doubt? Now is the time to ask. To drop a row, you just directly write the number of the row. And why did I write the number of the row as 1? This looks like the second row, right? The 26. Why did I write it as 1? Anybody? Any particular reason? Yes, index. The index in Python always starts with 0. Remember that for your life till your deathbed. It starts with 0, okay? It doesn't start with 1. It starts with 0. No, that's not the column index. That's the row index. Okay. So here 1. If I had to drop like say fourth element, I will write 3. Okay, good. Now let's go here. So I think column is very easy. Column, you literally have to write the name of the column. Write the name of the column, so you won't have a confusion on the numbers. Okay, so there are lots of other. So recap all of these. We've talked about shape. We looked at head. We looked at data types. We looked at describe, numeric and non-numerics. We looked at value counts, sum. We looked at is null. We looked at drop. Okay. Now, this Titanic dataset is the most famous academic dataset you'll ever see. I want you all to work on it, take a shot at it, play with it. Today, you at least as homework, complete this notebook and resend it to me and do the homework, right? Do the homework and submit the homework, guys. So Titanic is very important. It's like the basic, right? You will read the dataset. The dataset is there. I've given in my GitHub itself. Just read it, shift enter and you'll get it. Just keep this initial skips case, not very important. Header is 0. Luckily, I've given you the entire header. So what is Titanic dataset? It's a dataset of Titanic where you have number of people, all the people if they've survived or not, passenger class 1, 2, 3, which is like premium economy or business class like that. Name, sex, male, female, age, siblings, spouses, if the family was abroad, aboard about it or not. And the fare is the cost. Okay. So look at the describe function, read that, and you submit the homework. Guys, cool. Any other doubts up to this point? Yeah. So let's do that inner circle one question of the week. Give me that sheet. Let me get you that sheet. One second. Yes, let's keep the questions quick. So you have 3 minutes to. Yeah, 3-minute timer, guys. Just fill that question and let me know. I'll be back in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right, guys. So let's go to the questions. What's up? So the question for this week, Mohit, Can we read XML files in same? Okay, Rohit, why don't you just unmute and talk about the question?
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Mohit.
Yeah, I just wanted to know like what we did for the CSV.
Yeah.
Can we just read the XML in the same way using read XML, or like how is it?
Same thing. XML also I've done it. So I think it's read underscore XML or something like that. I'll tell you the syntax right now. Okay, so the way you want to read Python, you'll come into many things that you won't know in Python, which is okay. So there is a thing called Python pandas.python.pydata.org, which is the documentation. Always search and get it from the official documentation. So pandas underscore dot read underscore XML, same thing. Okay, take a small header, like first 2 lines of it, try to read it, then start playing around with that. Right. Once you play around with that, you'll be able to read the entire dataset and then do the EDA. Always and always start small, test small, then you scale it. Don't try to read one 1400 line, 14,000 line data set. XML files means you're getting from the internet, right? Do a small sandbox, only then you go to the next big thing.
Okay.
Python is very powerful, guys. So Python, same concepts that you use here, you can use it on actual production and all. So what you're learning is literally like the FANG kind of thing, meaning there's no fundamental difference. Okay. Vivek, you want to unmute and talk? Jaldi. Need some practice scenarios for ML models to build my resume with that as a resume. Maybe you're muted.
Sorry, no. I unmuted. No, I just, I think this goes into resume part here. I just want to build my resume with some, I mean, yes, in my project, we are doing some NLP based analysis on our app reviews in the Play Store information. Okay.
Very good.
So we are extracting
It's 6
like,
o'clock.
we are extracting what is like, what the users feel where they are wrong. I mean, where they feel that we are wrong. So that we are feeding into our use case modifications to, to meet what is wrong and what can be made better. It's not about right or wrong. What can be made better is also right. But that's just NLP, if I just say that, hey, I did only NLP and I didn't try anything else at all, it'll look like my resume is like very bland. I mean, you concentrated on only one thing. At least you should have done one major, 2 minors, a medium. I mean, I'll not use the word minor, a medium level. So that's what I wanted to build up. Or maybe you can suggest if my thought process is going wrong or something. Yeah, but that's what is running in my mind when I ask this question.
Okay. Can I ask a few more questions? So I have context. So when are you planning to shift your jobs or apply for new jobs? Like in 6 months, 3 months, or like what?
3 months.
3 months. Okay. So,
no, I'm disclosing few things, right? I mean, I'm just saying I'm doing.
That's good only. See, I'm never, by now you would have understood, I never discourage a person. You should be ambitious. You should shoot for the moon. See, if you're a beginner in data science, so first off, there are 2 roles that you want to think of. Is that the 3-month shift is from a current role to a data science role, or from the current role to any other kind of high paying role?
I'm looking into a mix of management and like where I will have a team which can lead here. Right.
Or the current background. What is your little bit background, sir? Can you just maybe talk about that also?
See, my background is about full stack development. I mean, if you ask me for all my experience since 2003, yeah, it's been full stack. So as the technology trends changed into full stack, like single page, the way the backends are being developed, microservices, all these things, right? So what I see in my area is what I just described, where I can utilize the ML, right? But this is how I'm looking at it currently. But I'm having a hybrid team at the moment who is part of it is NLP engineers plus the guys who are continuing with the full stack. So I just want a bigger role, not just limit to a small $10 million account which I'm handling at the moment. Okay. You want me to have a one-to-one session on this, or I mean, I don't know. I can describe it more, but see, this is where I stand. I'm just looking at it in this way.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
See, so yeah, one thing is, so a couple of things. One is, I would just, again, goes back to Vivek, your goal card, the short-term and the long-term goal that you have. You have to, did you get your goal card done?
Yeah, I have written it.
Very good. Very good. So,
Like,
I would actually be absolutely focused on that. So let's say if your goal card, so first off, I mean, just straight off the bat, if you're trying to upskill in 3 months, you got to put in the hours. That's like really like T20 kind of hours, really fast and quick. My view is, well, that's a function of three things: your bandwidth, your commitment, and also just, your just your aptitude also, right? Some very smart people can pick it up. Some people are very smart, but they don't have the bandwidth. It takes 6 months. That's also fine. You have to be almost actually a little realistic about the timelines. Seems like 3 months to pick up a data science pure role is a little aggressive, I would say. To pick up all the fundamentals, master. My view is almost take a backseat. Seems like you're getting pigeonholed into NLP. See, 10 mil account is okay, but what you're missing out on 100 mil opportunity if it's a computer vision project, if it's a generative adversarial project. You guys, somebody shared in the group the Cadbury ad. That's a machine learning. That's a generative adversarial model. That itself is a 300 mil opportunity. My request is just follow the path, like properly upskill, get all the fundamentals right, do the batting, bowling, fielding. Of course, at your seniority, I mean, hands-on is good. See, the best jobs come for those who are hands-on also. The CTO of PayPal, the American Express, Nick says, he used to do mobile app coding 10 years back. Depends on that. So you have to be hands-on, plus look at the industry and not just get pigeonholed into NLP, etc. NLP is good. I'm not saying NLP is bad, but at least have the option of computer vision,
yes,
generative adversarial networks, all these. Then you say, okay, I'll take only NLP, right? This is like going to a buffet. Sorry, this is like not having a buffet, just eating the food that is given to you by your company. I'm saying push your mind a little bit, go back to the goal card, stick to the fundamentals, and then at least explore all the buffet, eat a little bit of everything, get that. Then you say, okay, I only want the ice cream. That makes a much better discussion, right? So that's what I would do. Don't be in a haste, because the quicker you upskill, the faster you're going also might be, I mean, no offense, but a faster track to also to unwinding, right? So slow fundamentals, focus on that, slow burner, and then perfection, and then mastery and domination, right? Because then you'll get compounded benefits. You can even consult, maybe you can even co-found, maybe you can hire some people from this community. Those things all open up.
got it.
Yeah. Because see, one of the other things is, even Pixeltests, I am sort of, the entire game plan is to move to frontier technologies only. See, fundamentals, if you think, right, the amount of time you take to upskill in a new technology, let's say AI, ML today, could be blockchain. It's already blockchain, let's say. Then quantum computing, then electric vehicles, then something else. What is this new one? AR, VR, right? Facebook has renamed itself. It's the same amount of time for learning a Java legacy. You're talking about Node.js or full stack. You also mentioned microservices. Same time, same energy will be expended, but the salaries there are minuscule. People don't understand this one small law. The amount of time it takes to make 10 lakh rupees is the same as to make 10 million. Trust me, I've known that from experience. Same time. It's just the mindset. So I'll request you, you sound smart, so request you to just be patient, reorient, stick to fundamentals, and be very long-term thinking. Don't, if somebody is coming to me actually with a 3 or 6 month plan and not had ever showed a 5-year plan, it's a huge red flag. Like I continue to say that if all of us are very gifted in having a personal plan, like with our spouses, with our parents, with our kids, but unfortunately, including myself, we don't have a good professional plan. Have a short-term goal, but also have a long-term goal, guys. I hope that helps. Sorry, it was a little convoluted, but I hope that helps.
No, agree.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sharath, Chandran, can we have a flowchart of the recommended sequence of modules? I think you lifted your hand also. Sharad, are you there?
No, sir, I am Chandan.
Oh, sorry.
Jayanth, it's from me.
Yeah. Sarath Chandran. Yeah, Sharad, what's up? Hi, how are you? Where are you? Tamil Nadu or Kerala? Or somewhere in
Right now in Kerala.
Okay. Tell me, go for it.
Yeah, just I got confused. I saw lots of modules in that, so I just wanted to know what sequence you would recommend to.
Yeah, so write that down. So like I said it in the email, first is the success mindset, goal card, goal book. Then second is only intro to Python. Introduction to Python also just go with 1, 2, 3, 4 sprint. That's exactly there that I've shown in the inner circle calls the flowchart. Then statistics 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Then you're called a freedom data science finisher. Then you get one small award. Award is nothing, just like on the call kind of some felicitation. So you're a data science finisher at that time once you come to the sprint. Does that make sense?
Yes, Jayanth.
Okay. Sorry, Chandan bhai, you were raising your hand. Yeah, bolo.
सर मैं ये कह रहा था कि जैसे अभी अचानक से मैं तो कल वाला देखा नहीं था कि टाइमलाइन, तो एक्चुअली जो हर वीकली जो इनर सर्कल का होगा ये, हाउ मेनी आवर्स, 3 आवर्स, 4 आवर्स, कितना टाइम हमें स्पेंड करना है? जैसे मान लीजिए 4 o'clock से क्लास स्टार्ट है.
See, the idea for inner circle, we meet once a week for 1.5 hours. That's my idea. Today it went for 2 hours. That's today it went 2 hours 10 minutes. Sometimes it went 4.
Oh, okay.
I have been the bad guy here. So originally, first it was on Saturday. Now I moved it to Sunday. Give me some more time. Maybe in 2-3 weeks it will be more clearer. What is the time? It will be definitely a weekend. Definitely not a weekday because some of the members are also doing night shifts. So I have to be little kind of aware. Make it comfortable for them. So ye hoga, yeah, either Saturday or Sunday for certain at around 7 is what I aim.
सर अगर सैटरडे और संडे कोई भी एक फिक्स डे हो जाता तो थर्सडे तक अगर क्लैरिटी हो जाता है तो फिर उसके लिए ज्यादा बेटर होगा कि उसके अकॉर्डिंग प्लान कर सकते हैं.
I'll do that. My mistake. Sorry.
नहीं मिस्टेक नहीं है सर. वो एक्चुअली क्या, कोई भी नया चीज स्टार्ट होता है तो उसके लिए हमें उसके अकॉर्डिंग चलना होता है.
Correct. Yeah.
हाँ. और दूसरा ये कह रहा था कि जैसे बीच वाला पार्ट में मिस कर गया आज, तो वो कुछ वीडियोस वगैरह इसका रिकॉर्डेड सेशन मिलेगा?
So everything is recorded. So I'll tell you one thing. So आपको स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है?
हाँ, अभी तो दिखाई दे रहा है मुझे.
तो पहली बात है, you should have access to the pixel test orientation, right?
ठीक है.
Yeah, उसके बाद आपको वहां पे अंदर घुस के एक there's a goal card. It's about a 1 hour lecture on success mindset.
नहीं, वो सक्सेस माइंडसेट पे मैं ऑलरेडी जा रहा हूँ. उसमें मेरा 20 मिनट्स का बाकी है. 1-2 टाइम एक बार दोबारा उसको देखना है क्योंकि वो बहुत ही बेसिक है और बहुत ही बढ़िया चीज है वो.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
हाँ, तो वो एक्चुअली ऐसा है कि मैंने देखा है उसको सर, तो मैं भी एक टीचर हूँ, तो वो जस्ट लाइक ये प्रोफेशनल प्लान है. हाँ, तो इसी तरह का है. मैं उसको गया था फर्स्ट डे. आपको याद होगा कि मैंने बार उस दिन आपको मॉर्निंग में हाँ, तो मैं ये चाह रहा हूँ कि उसका रिकॉर्डेड सेशन कहाँ से अवेलेबल होगा, सो दैट मैं उसको बार देख के, क्योंकि ये चीज है बार प्रैक्टिस करने का. और मुझे सीरीज वगैरह का थोड़ा सा आइडिया है, सीरीज डाटा फ्रेम वगैरह का. तो मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि तरीका बहुत ही बढ़िया था. स्टार्ट मैंने जो देखा था स्टार्टिंग में, एक्चुअली मैं होम ट्यूशंस पढ़ाता हूँ सर, तो उस समय मैं ट्यूशन में था, तो ज्यादा लंबे टाइम तक रह नहीं सकता.
No problem. See, all the course is pre-recorded. तो दो बात है. एक बात है, all the course is pre-recorded. Weekly ये है कि हम we'll take up one topic and just go a little deeper on it. It could be random या sequence. तो जो भी inner circle calls होते हैं, that is just to set the values, and second, take up one topic and go a little deeper in it. Those topics are again subset of these. For instance, you should have access to all of this. I think you're in data science, if I remember you correctly. तो अगर आप inner circle vault पे गए हो, so inner circle has every call of mine recorded. So the weekly call, तो पहले हमने जब 27th अगस्त पे किया था, the value system is there. The next week is goal setting. Goal setting कैसा कराना है? Next, I forgot the name of the topic on 18th September. I have not missed a week. Every week I've showed up. And then tracker sheet कैसा करना है? Food habits कैसा करना है? We take up one topic and then we go again deeper into that. Yeah. So Inner Circle 2nd October इस महीने को हमने interview mastery किया. So interview कैसे करना है? How do you actually write emails? LinkedIn optimization कैसा करना है? आपको photo कैसे डालना है? I tell you how to write your name also. Everything. Because see, many of the community members have had English is not the first subject, है ना? So I have interviewed thousands of people. Probably I've also given so many interviews. So all those things are given. CV mastery was done. Also CV कैसा लिखना है? आपको experience certificate कैसा लिखना है? You have access to this. All of these are also 1.5 hour lectures only. उसके बाद आज का जो लेक्चर है by evening या कल you'll have that on this itself. आपको format समझ में आ रहा है? So it's weekly calls are just so that we are in pace. Maybe after December या Jan, I'm not ये confirm नहीं है, but I'll keep a hackathon also, so that maybe we can work in teams या maybe we can work single etc. So that it's more gamified.
सर एक और चीज पूछना है, जैसे मैंने लास्ट टाइम अभी स्टार्ट किया था सक्सेस माइंड वाला जो प्रेजेंटेशन था वीडियो, तो देख रहा था, तो उस समय ये कोर्सेज मेरे उसमें LMS में अवेलेबल नहीं था.
हाँ,
मैं गया.
yeah. So so you just write me an email. I'll unlock all these courses for you.
Okay.
You're in data science, so around 2 or 3 more will get unlocked for you. Mine is the master dashboard, so I see all from data science and machine learning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good to hear you from Delhi, sir. Okay, can we get accurate extract of data elements from a scanned image? Okay, Mohan, that's a very good question. So, are you there, Mohan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, can you tell me what is the real question, like the use case behind it?
So, in my set of services, so we also have finance and accounts, and in that area, we process the inflow of invoices and inflow of claims. I'm just naming few of them. So there are tools as well, market tools, but they fail when it's a scanned image, or it's like multiple scan. In the sense they have stage 1 scan, stage 2 scan, and then we have a accuracy issue when it is getting converted via the OCR. So I just wanted to have the clarity from a Python perspective or from a tool perspective, if we have, how to increase the accuracy of that particular output that we are getting from the existing tools in the market.
Yeah, one sec. Let me show you one use case. Okay, let me share my screen. Can I share my screen with your permission, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I had actually a year and a half ago, some clients had come and I was doing these service things as well for big guys. So this thing is not completely visible, but so Mohan, your question is you're trying to process automate reading of OCR images, right? Debit, credit nodes and all that.
Yes. So basically there are information that goes from a source document into the enterprise system. So if I'm and the source document, if they are clean and of good quality, we get 100% accuracy. But if they are scanned images, first time scanned or maybe multiple scanned, so the quality deteriorates and the outcome from the OCR or from a program is not good.
Okay, so first off, very good question. Big industry, hundreds of billions of dollars is there right now. Untapped potential, but hard problem. It's a hard problem. Okay, so I mean, not to be like just commonsensical. EdTech is an easier problem. See, problems are of 2-3 types, right? Easy, medium, tough. Definitely, let's say teaching is relatively easy. Not that teaching is easy, meaning I'm like training, right? Classroom tuitions, etc. Right? But if you're looking at, let's say, building roads, infrastructure, it's a hard problem. Same thing. OCR is actually a hard problem. It's not an easy problem. I've tried it also successfully and unsuccessfully. You have to use a technique called computer vision and convolution neural networks, which you'll get it in a deep learning phase. That is not part of the data science or machine learning phase. Now, to blow your not to blow your mind, but I want to talk about my failures. We tried an IPA company. It's called Intelligent Process Automation. You can use RPA tools such as UiPath. There's so many automation anywhere and all. They allow this OCR piggybacker. They have their own OCRs. So we tried it in India for 4 nodes. And the reason I'm telling you this openly is you can even steal my idea. Meaning we've tried and we had reasonable success, but not breakthrough success. So now there are 4 types of nodes: credit node, debit node. So we did invoices for what these tally software guys. So now it's forget even the scanned copies. The printout is also a mess up in India. So why? If you remember, there are 2-3 types of printouts. Dot matrix print, so many types of prints are there. Dot matrix we couldn't even crack. So this was the demo we made a year and a half ago. You can see this demo, right? Wait, what? One second. This is picture stupid shit. Yeah. So this was our demo. So these are old softwares. Left side is the human doing, right side is us, my company Sigma doing it. So you can read PDFs and we're very fast. But the problem was many of these pharma companies, supply chain companies had dot matrix print. We got stuck there. And these ERPs, legacy ERPs weren't allowing us to incorporate. So unless you're in a field where most of the images you have are clean and good, it's not even a use case worth trying. It's just a waste of time, is my opinion. Or if you have company money to burn, etc., it's a much better problem. We tried it for local smaller distributors like Hetero Pharmacy, not Apollo Pharmacy, but mid-level pharmacy companies and all. It was difficult for us. You have to use convolution neural networks. I think UiPath or Automation Anywhere also allows you to customize and put your own OCR reader. They have their OCR readers which suck because they're all American handwriting and all that. Handwriting means gone. You can never read a handwriting. That's very, very difficult. Ours were also scanned, single scan. We couldn't do dot matrix. So yeah, actually, sometimes OCR works, sometimes it doesn't work. I can't give you like a cookie cutter answer, but try only convolution networks.
Okay. Yeah, but just a follow-up question. You said that there are customization possible. So which use cases or what are the targets that we should keep from an OCR improvisation perspective? You said handwriting should be dropped. So what else, like you said, dot matrix printout also should be dropped. So is there any specific list that you have that you share that we should not attempt?
Okay, very good question. So I love that follow-up question. My answer to that is always go after the philosophy. I think I mentioned this last time. The only and only philosophy when you're a business guy doing this kind of work. So let me just share my screen also. Share. Okay, so we used to write a lot of deep learning proposals for clients, right? So this is a company that we're trying to automate. Okay, let me share my screen. So this is a company for which we were writing the proposal, right? And we're telling what are the benefits of the AI. The only thing that matters to you, paradoxically, I know I'm making you data scientist, but that doesn't matter if you're a data scientist or not. For a business, the only thing that matters is, guys, what? What am I highlighting? Hello, guys, are you there?
Revenue.
Only revenue saved or cost saving? Revenue increased or cost saved? That's all.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. So you have to literally write what is the value of your bot? What did it save? So for instance, for that company, there were 4 resources who were being paid some 25,000 or something. All those 4 resources, that is what 1 lakh, right? That 1 lakh, this bot was going to get it done and we were charging them accordingly. So number of working hours, 8 hours per day. Bot is going to work 24 hours a day. But that factory doesn't work 24 hours a day, no. So even though the bot could have worked 24 hours, we couldn't extract the full utility and the efficiency. Number of invoices. They were only processing 24 a day. Bot could do double. but the factory was not willing to expand twice the capacity. So you'll get lots of these practical problems. My request to you is, see, let's say are you working in a big company or a mid company or like a small startup?
So I work for TCS.
TCS. So then TCS will give you the use case, but you have to sit down with your boss, your super boss, and all the key stakeholders and write this ROI document. Without ROI document, it's useless. Yeah. We have one of the best coders in the country, probably arguably the world, but country definitely I have. It doesn't matter. Agar aap business ko, if you're not able to show ROI, which I mentioned last time, it's a waste of time. So this guy gave us Palepu board, but the other guys didn't. Like this guy's one vendor of us, like one customer. So from there, you get the use case back. Like, okay, does dot matrix give? If dot matrix is useful, then you build a dot matrix AI. Dot matrix is not giving you revenue, increased revenue or cost savings. It's a useless thing. See, the customer doesn't care if you know quantum computing, if you are IIT, BIIT, nobody cares. Just what is the revenue saved? From that, you bring backwards. Okay, what model should I bring? Even if it's a simple Excel sheet and it doesn't have it, just do it. I would just do that. And a lot of people are doing that. People are masquerading AI as some Excel sheet. But anyway, that jokes apart. I hope you understand the business ethos. It's very important to know what are you saving or what is the revenue you're bringing on the table. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time.
Yes, Jay, that clarifies. Yeah.
Because I know people have done like PhDs, postdocs and all. The problem with technology is as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you'll fall in love with it. You'll start looking at everything like that. That is not the case. You have to start looking at it first, business first. Okay. Prabhu's question. Prabhu, quickly. How to run Python code on local apart from collab? Anaconda. You have to use something called Anaconda or Jupyter Notebook is there. My request is don't use it. Everything is shifting to collab and cloud. Unless you're working in some like really like a tight pharma company or something, data has to be local. Don't do that. For all these academic practice sessions and all, you just do on the cloud itself. Prabhu, does that help? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I understand, sir.
Okay, cool. So no more questions. Seems like no more questions. We're done with for this week. So quick announcement. You have to tell me your +1 for the blockchain for course. Second announcement is the person with the best comment last week. So the best comment last week I like was Mohan Raj. Guys, big round of applause to Mohan Raj. Just say PTY on the chat. All the comments were good. All the comments were good. I just liked his a lot more because he mentioned Dhamma. The easy way to get me is just talk about Dhamma. That's pretty much it. For those of you who don't know Dhamma, that's the Vipassana thing. You were the one who mentioned about that, right? That's what my notes say. I hope it's not somebody else.
Yeah, I did mention. Yeah. And I saw some other person also did mention about it later, I think.
Oh yeah, really? So we have 2 people? Let me double check that. Did anybody else mention about that? I don't think so. Wait, let me see. So you copied from somebody else.
No, I posted first, I believe.
Okay, good comeback on record. No, I haven't seen anybody else say that.
It was a mention on the web, I believe.
No, I haven't seen that anybody else. Only yours, I saw that. Okay, so if you're free, we can speak. So we can speak on Thursday for 30 minutes. You're free 30 minutes or free 30 minutes. Whenever you're free, just let me know on Thursday.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to end this session, and as always, hit the comments. Same top 3 takeaways. See, the 3 takeaways is important to know. Otherwise, you'll forget everything, right? So I'm going to be sharing the YouTube link right below this. Please, on the WhatsApp, right after this on WhatsApp, please share your top 3 learnings that you have learned, maybe from the lesson, chapter, from the inner circle calls, etc. And that'll keep spreading, right? And hopefully one person, 2 people, somewhere, somebody, remote areas also can be benefited with this. All right, cool. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, and the comments, please make sure you finish it by right now by 7:30 by toss itself. You'll have the link right away. I don't want it to keep postponing. Thanks, guys.